AstraZeneca shots are ineffective against the South African variant. Vaccinations in the Visayas finally begin today, starting off with the Queen City of the South. The Education Department scraps its plan to shorten this year's summer break to just 2 weeks. And just a month after announcing its partnership with BTS, Smart is introducing its newest ambassador, this time a Hollywood A-lister. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Close to 500,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines will be reaching Philippine shores tonight. But some experts are worrying that these highly anticipated shots may turn out to be useless. Greg Gregorio with the report.
The country's stockpile of jabs is about to get a boost. Shots from British-Swedish firm AstraZeneca are expected to arrive, at least according to the Palace and Senator Bongo. More than 487,200 doses of AstraZeneca shot will land at the Villamor Air Base Thursday night. But vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. is hesitant to confirm this.
Dalawang beses na kami na kuryente dyan. So, ang namin is, pagka lumipad na yung aircraft sa Belgium, that's the time that we will confirm.
But when it does arrive, the Octa Research Group is concerned they would only be rendered useless. Citing studies, Father Nicanor Austriacos said the South African variant reduces AstraZeneca's 70% average efficacy rate to 10%.
South Africa decided to abandon the AstraZeneca vaccine because it was no different than injecting water into the patients.
The country has detected 6 cases of the B1351 variant, 3 of which were initially reported from Pasay City. Octa flags the spike in the city's infections. Reproduction rate is above 2. One more case of the South African variant has been detected in Pasay City. That puts the city's total case of the new variant to 4. Austriaco is not discounting the surge's link to the new variant.
One area of concern, one reason for our concern is that the ongoing surge in Pasay and the NCR has the hallmark of a variant-driven surge.
But health officials are holding off on making such conclusions.
Malamang po, pwede siyang maging factor pero hindi po siya talaga yung tinatawag na main driver ng ating pag-increase.
Yung 4 na ito ay hindi pa natin nakikitaan na may link to each other. No?
Dr. Edsel Salvana said Sinovac doses could be more effective against the new variant.
Itong Sinovac po is a full inactivated vaccine. Ibig sabihin yung buong virus po, hindi lang pyesa. Mukhang potentially mas resistant po talaga ito sa ating variant.
But cases are rising across the metro. NCR's Metro Manila's reproduction rate is now at 1.3 to 1.5. If this is not curbed, Octa warns the current case average of 770 may shoot up to 2,200 by the end of March. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The DOST vaccine expert panel confirmed that AstraZeneca shots are practically useless against the South African variant. In an interview with The Big Story, panel lead Dr. Nina Gloriani explained that the coronavirus changes with every mutation. In case of the South African variant, the virus has mutated so much that it's now only about 10% similar to the original strain. And in effect, the first-generation AstraZeneca vaccines built antibodies out of the original strain of the virus and is now almost completely ineffective against the South African variant.
You have basically 3 variants of concern: the UK variant, the Brazilian variant, and the South African variant. Among the 3, the South African variant has the most number of mutations, meaning it has changed its, the part that is most important, the spike, and especially the receptor binding domain, has changed a lot of it. So the first generation vaccines that have been used, the antibodies generated against those, have lost the ability to bind to the variant.
But in an interview with 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang molecular biologist, Father Nicanor Austriacos said that the government should still push through with its plan to distribute AstraZeneca shots. He pointed out that it's still better to have weak protection against the virus than have no protection at all.
You know, the World Health Organization, knowing that that the AstraZeneca is not effective for mild and moderate disease against the South African variant, has still recommended vaccination with AstraZeneca because any protection is better than no protection. Given that one, the number of variants is still small, and two, there is still a hope that it will protect against severe disease, that we should all continue and receive whichever vaccine is available when it is offered to us.
The Sinovac shots from China have made it to private hospitals, and while vaccine confidence is rising in some institutions, others have become more fearful following reports that a man purportedly died in Hong Kong after receiving CoronaVac. Jenny Don has the rest of the story.
After a series of public hospitals commenced their inoculation drive, it's now the turn of private hospitals. But reception to the vaccination was less than warm at the medical city in Pasig City. The facility received 4,000 doses, but only 4 health staff took the job on day one.
As far as this particular vaccine is concerned, it says that they don't recommend it for people older than 59. No? So 18 to 59 lang. That excludes me already. No? So quite a number of the doctors who are already in that senior age, of course, we told them that if they wanted to be vaccinated, they will have to go through the waiver mechanism.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque administered the first shot in the facility. He encouraged workers not to doubt the jobs.
Lahat po naman ito ay dumaan na sa napaka-mahigpit na pagsusuri. Mataas na pamantayan na ginamit for safety, quality, and efficacy.
Over at St. Luke's Medical Center in Quezon City, over 1,600 staff signed up for inoculation this afternoon. The hospital requested for an additional 5,000 doses to inoculate their 9,000 employees.
Even if you have money, nobody can give you a vaccine. Even if you had $1 million, which sometimes we're paying for that for our employees, you can't get any vaccine.
As for public hospitals, vaccine confidence has been rising at the Santa Ana Hospital in Manila. Only 20% of its 600 healthcare workers initially listed for the drive, but more expressed willingness.
Tumataas na rin yung confidence level nila after seeing us get vaccinated yesterday.
But the opposite happened at the lung center of the Philippines. Only 50 medical workers were inoculated. Their fear worsened over reports that a person died after receiving CoronaVac in Hong Kong.
Unang-una sir, galing ng China yun. Kasi ang aming kaisipan, saan parang galing yung COVID-19? Di ba sa China? Tapos sila rin ang gagawa ng gamot.
The health department clarifies there's no proof that the vaccine has something to do with the death of 64-year-old man in Hong Kong. He was also receiving treatment for chronic diseases. Local health experts maintained there's no reason to fear the Sinovac shot.
Based on what the clinical trials show, napakalaki po talaga ng epekto nito sa pagpababa ng risk na mamatay, lalong-lalo na yung ating mga vulnerable population.
It will take 3.4 million vaccine doses to cover all 1.7 health workers across the country. Some 100,000 Sinovac shots have been delivered to hospitals so far. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Cebu City kicks off its vaccination drive today, even without some key officials. Health Secretary Francisco Duque and IATF Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez may not be able to make it to Cebu due to the arrival of another batch of Sinovac shots in Manila. The ceremonial rollout will take place at the Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center, where at least 600 healthcare workers have signed up for inoculation. At least 7,200 doses of Sinovac arrived in Cebu on Tuesday, and another batch of 7,000 doses is expected to arrive in the next 4 days. The Labor Department clarifies that the no vaccination, no work policy enforced by any company or employer is illegal. Labor Secretary Silvestro Bello III told the Philippine Star that there is no legal basis to require workers to get vaccinated before entering the workplace. Bello also warned that enforcing this rule may qualify as illegal suspension or even dismissal. And this from Filipino Star ngayon, the Education Department has scrapped plans to shorten the academic summer break 2 weeks. This following criticisms from teachers groups, parents, and even students. In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, DepEd Undersecretary Dads San Antonio explained that the shortened summer break was never finalized.
Hindi pa naman po yun polisiya ng DepEd nung sinabi ko yun dati at maliwanag naman yun. Hindi pa po final kung gaano kahaba o kaitse kasi sa susunod na mga pagpupulong po ng aming ETSICOM at Management Committee, ito ay pag-uusapan na. Pero ang sigurado po, hindi na siya 2 linggo lang. Mas mahaba naman po.
Time now for the latest in the entertainment scene. After over a month since launching global group BTS as its endorser, Smart Communications is back for more. The company teased another new big-time brand ambassador, this time a certified A-list superstar all the way from Hollywood. Last March too, Smart also posted another video of the same man on a mountain cliff watching the sea. If you want to find out who he is, watch out for updates later today. And before we get to see Disney's Raya on the big screen, Pixar has just released an animated short that showcases not just Asian Americans, but also Filipino characters. MJ Marfori with the details.
In solidarity with Asians, Pixar finally uploads on YouTube its animated short, Float. It showcases Filipino characters. It premiered on November 12, 2019 on Disney+, which remains unavailable in the country. It depicts a father who tries to hide his levitating son for fear of scrutiny.
Why can't you just be normal?
Filipino-American director Bobby Rubio made the story. He digs from his personal experience as a father to a son with autism. His animated short earned lots of praises and tugged a lot of heartstrings. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Here are the stories to watch out for later today. Vaccinations will roll out in the provinces this morning, particularly in Antipolo and Cebu City. The lower house will conduct its probe into the alleged illegal delay or non-disbursement of social pension fund to senior citizens. And today is World Obesity Day. In line with this, the PNP is launching its Oplan Chubby Anonymous, which encourages overweight police officers to lose a few pounds. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 10 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.